This is Dave from cheapbooks.com. I am playing World of Tanks. The tank I am playing is the IS2, and the map is called Abbey. One thing about this tank is that it has a slow reload. It's 13 seconds, which is something that I'm concerned about in this game. And I am heading to the west because on the west you have opportunities to flank the enemy, and I would like to be able to take advantage of those. And I'm going to try and advance my team as far forward as possible. I'm a Tier 7. We're going up against Tier 8 and Tier 9 tanks. They have a lot of heavy tanks. So it's going to be a difficult match for me, but I'm ready to fight. This tank obviously is in front of me. I wish that I were in front, but I started on the other side of the map. So a lot of people stop right there and they hide behind that tank, but I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to go around the corner here. As long as it's safe to. If it's not safe to, obviously I'm not going to. But it looks safe. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to the other corner. So right here I'm safe. They can't hit me from here. And I'm going to keep moving forward. So obviously they got a guy that moved up close too. So I'm going to keep shooting at that IS2 over there. Oh no, this other guy's going to make it difficult for me. You know, I can't do anything now. They're going to destroy me.
We can only talk locally. Penetration. Target unlocked. One of our gas tanks ruptured. We're low on fuel. Target.
Well, there was nothing I could do. They really ganged up on me on that. For some reason, an ally of mine, let's see what he has, the M103, he came to this spot, and it's really not good for two people to be here, but I don't think that was the wrong decision. What the problem is that we've got these other tanks. They got a lot of tanks. You know, they're really outnumbering us on this side. And the problem is that the enemy team played aggressively. So that's one of the difficulties you have. They flanked these guys. It looks like maybe they had more tanks than we did. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if it was 4 against 6. But for whatever reason, they overpowered us. These other tanks did not were not in the battle. They were too far back. The Foch is a good tank, but the artillery is going to nail him, and the artillery will take him out of the game. As you can see, the enemy has no fear. One of my teammates made a comment about how we could not have won, and the fact is, I don't know how slow he is, but they were not up with the rest of us. You know, they were staying a little bit too far back. Let's see how this guy does. He's a strong tank. They got a lot of work to do to kill him. Okay, T-59, rare tank in the game, but I've been seeing a lot of them lately. This is one of those spots where a lot of people don't go here searching for artillery, but the artillery can easily hide here to take shots on the east side. This Fock is complaining about falling back, but you know, he wasn't there when we needed him, that's for sure. And I don't want to complain too much about some of the other players. You can look at the replay, decide for yourself. The enemy team, even if we had 6-on-6, they were playing really well, and I was certainly no match for their tanks. And it also goes to show you what happens when you play back. When you play back, sometimes you have to go up against the whole entire enemy team. You should stay together as a group as much as possible. If there's one thing that I've learned, is that the more you stay together with your team, the stronger your team will be. You don't have to be sitting next to each other, but you have to be able to hit the same targets. You have to be able to outnumber and overwhelm your opponent, and you don't overwhelm them when you're way in the back. It's possible that they were engaging the enemy on that other line and I just didn't see it, but it's irrelevant now. One thing he could do is he could just dive over the edge there. Ooh, nice. Take it. Nice. Okay, so they obviously know that he's there, because he's been spotted. So his safest maneuver is to go to the enemy base. The 4 tank destroyers and heavy tanks are probably more near his base, and there will be 2 SPGs at the enemy base, unless they move forward, of course. There's a chance he might meet one on the road over here. Usually at the halfway point is when you figure out if you're going to meet somebody else or not. But it really doesn't matter, because they have so many tanks that if they cap us, they're going to cap real fast. And the best that he can do is hope to kill an enemy SPG. Notice he's staying on the right, which gives him additional cover. It's possible he's already been spotted and he doesn't even realize it, because the enemy SPG could be watching down this line. And they certainly know that he could come around this corner. So far, nothing. SPG units are usually hiding in the bushes, which would be, for example, under that tree over there, or behind a little hill. It's too bad. The enemy won. Let's see if anything good came out of my game. Well, I spotted 5 tanks. I came pretty low on the list for the team, but that's okay. Looks like I made 4 shots. I'm going to get back into the game with the IS2. I really like to play medium tanks, fast medium tanks, or fast heavy tanks, with a quick reload so I can keep shooting at the enemy. Ansk. I like this map, but it takes strong nerves to play this map. And I used to be really good. I haven't been playing much in the past year and a half, so I got to get back into it. This match is, it's close combat, but there's one added difference. There's lots of trees and bushes. So what happens is, while you are using different techniques, there's going to be bushes and trees blocking your view of the game. So sometimes it's very difficult to get an eye on the enemy.
Let's get this show on the road.
So we want to advance as far as we can. I don't know if there's going to be much of a benefit. And take on the enemy. I'm kind of mid-tier. Once I get past this next building, I have to be wary of the enemy. And you don't want to be in the streets. You want to be within all the buildings. Because if you're in the street, you could get flanked very easily. Whatever I shot at, I missed. Long reload time.
Target unlocked.
I gotta get out of here.
Target
Yeah.
dead for. Everyone get out.
I went a little too far. Wasn't good. My allies didn't follow, and that doesn't matter. I went too far. And I may have been the only one on my team who went here, but that's okay. They're afraid to cross over, and maybe because they're slower or got to battle late. Oh, I really want to see that. He's going to keep on nailing him. Oh, this 59-16, I like this tank. But he's got to run. You can't stop there because one thing you should do is check to see if you can shoot under the train tracks, because it's definitely possible. The T-29, he's not going to last. Try to shoot under the train if you can. Under 2 trains might be difficult, but under 1 is definitely possible. Obviously, it's very dangerous going down the rail line, especially if there's an SPG on the other end or a tank destroyer. Oh, that's a light tank. So, there's no enemy SPGs. He's not going to find anything over here. There's no reason for him to go over here. That FCM-50T must be out of the... Oh, he's in the game. Well, I would have totally taken on that FCM-50T. Look what he did. He ran away, and they could have outnumbered that 50T. We've got the E-25 and that Pershing. And it could have been, they could have had that other tank, that 59-16 could have been here part of this battle, but now they have one less teammate. And that 59-16 is uselessly running around. Looks like he came back, but he's still not engaging in battle. Doesn't make any sense. It's way too far away. No reason to be that far away. Was that a team kill? Should be a lot closer. Get behind that house over there. There's plenty of cover.
One of our tracks is damaged.
Okay, so they didn't take the advantage of ganging up on that FCM-50T. Now all of his friends are here. And you'll notice all of his friends are fast tanks. And obviously they're going to easily flank this tank. You can't sit there. You've got 4 tanks, 5 tanks coming after you. This guy's going to learn the same lesson. I don't know what's going on here with this T-32. Maybe his turret won't turn. But he's got to nail him. Long reload. I do recommend the 112. I haven't played it, but its specs on paper look really good, and it's one of the tanks I definitely want to get. One of the few that I don't have that I really would like. He's probably going to get nailed from behind. There's so many tanks coming down. Yeah. So it was a tough battle. I know it did not work out for me. It was an embarrassing game. Yeah. That was one of the worst games I've had in the past month or so. But I'm going to get back into the game. El Halouf. This map used to be great, and then they changed it to make it easier. It used to be so difficult and challenging. Excuse me. I don't know how fast this tank is, but I think I'm going to head for the north. It used to be a long battle where people would camp out and occasionally take shots at each other, and there would be this great battle in the north, and I was really good at it. Now they changed the terrain to make it easier to flank people.
Let's go.
And one of the reasons why they do that is because they have statistics that tell them which side wins more than the other. Like, they'll know, does our side win more than the northeast side? And if they think that there's an advantage to being on one side, they change the map to remove those advantages. Excuse me. But part of enjoying the game is that, you know, they've changed the maps. Now you've got to learn new strategies. Wow, it's taken me a long time to get there. If you think you're going to be playing your tank a lot, you really should get all the camo. I only play my tanks usually 2 games per day, which is why I don't have the desert camo on this tank, but I do have it on probably all of my premium tanks. I should go double check. Wow, the SPG went all the way. But then again, he's an FV304. He can go wherever he wants. He's a fast tank. Now you notice that... okay, so there are tanks here waiting to pounce on us. Who knows if they can or not.
Penetration. Ready to fire.
It's my IS2 buddy. I don't know what's going on with this guy.
Find another target.
But standing there with your thumb up your butt isn't going to do you any favors.
Enemy armor is hit.
Nice shot right on the collar. But I got a long reload. I got to watch. Make sure nobody gets any cheap shots in, like that guy right there. More concerned about the artillery. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, turn around. I'm in a really bad position. It's too bad I lost sight of that tank way out there.
Permission to engage.
Let's see if I can nail him.
I don't see
No.
the target.
Lost him. Just too bad. This is really dangerous, and I probably won't be able to hit that guy. The worst I could do is scare him. Well, looks like he's scared. Oh, my loader. Ah, that sucks. Loader is injured, so I've got a long reload time. Having no luck here. Missed that shot. Ouch!
Everyone
It would have been a wasted shot. I would never have been able to hit him. I was in a really bad position, so I've learned something very important, not to waste my time in this little area over here. Oh, it's the answer's right there. Okay, you see where that T-25 is? What I should have done was reversed up that ramp that he just took, and I would have been able to take shots at him, and I would have been able to keep an eye on these guys over here. I would have had both of them, and if the going got rough, all I had to do was go forward. So that's a lesson learned from this map. Let's hope that Steve kills everybody. Let's see how Steve's doing. This tank right now, what he doesn't realize, it's 9-9. There's only a few enemy tanks left in the game. You can't sit and camp when there's only 5 tanks left in the game. You know, he should really go out hunting right now. There's only 4 tanks left. One is an SPG that's probably camping in the back somewhere. So what he's doing is not helping anybody. Now they got to go and hunt out the enemy. And I have no idea where the enemy is. And he's the best tank to do it right now. Actually, this little tank here is going to do the best job hunting out the enemy, and he's probably going to have to do it. And I'm sure he will. Let's see what you got here. And this guy here, he's really completely useless. They're going to sit here and do nothing. They're waiting for someone to confine them. There's only 3 tanks left in the game. They could be anywhere on the map. Okay, so that FV304 is going to be coming around soon. Unless you're... There he is. He's making himself useful. He's probably going to... Oh, I guess he's going in to do some artillery shots. I thought he would go do some scouting. So they've discovered what looks like 2 of the enemy tanks. I'm not a heavy, I'm a sniper tank, trust me. Okay, so the VK wants to snipe. He doesn't want to go running around. If I had a TOG, I would be the one right now scouting the enemy, and all these other smaller tanks, faster tanks, would be chickens. I would be using a TOG right now, or pick any slow tank, and I would be scouting the enemy right now, while the rest of my team sits back and does nothing. Okay, so they found one of the tanks. The FV304 must have found him. Oh, there he is. And there he was. Yep, didn't see that. Those tanks didn't go anywhere. Well, one of them did move. One of them actually moved. So one of them stayed in the center, and one of them went up to the A2 area. And, now, these guys that think that they're sniping, obviously a good opponent would know how to hide. He's surrounded by all sorts of mounds and stuff. And it's certainly, if he's not spotted, you can't snipe him. Oh, look at that. He's finally moving in. Wow. The VK moved forward. See how easy that was? I would have taken the shot faster, but oh, they already killed that tank, so I guess it didn't matter. Okay, so I didn't get a lot of spotting damage. Did okay for this game. I like playing the Matilda, so I am going to move my crew to play the Matilda.